everybody, welcome to another video. My name is Infiniti and today I am back with another crochet stitch tutorial. This crochet tutorial will be demonstrating how to crochet the tree branch stitch. It is a very textured pattern. It is also a one row repeat and it's fairly simple to get into. In my personal opinion, you could reverse this if you wanted to. Clearly the front side of the work is more highly textured than the back, and then depending on what yarn you use, like for example a less satiny yarn, the more textured it'll come across. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into this tutorial. Alright, we are going to start this stitch off with a slip knot, and we're going to chain in multiples of 4. So I'm going to chain 16, 3, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Alright, now what we want to do is we are going to place 3 double crochets into the 4th chain from our hook. So not this adjustable loop that's on our hook. We are going to count the ones we just made, 1, 2, 3, and into this 4th one we are going to create 3 double crochets. And 3. Alright, now we are going to skip 3 chains and place 3 double crochets into the 4th chain over. So 1, 2, 3. Into this 4th one we are going to place 3 double crochets. And that is the repeat for our row until we approach the final 2 stitches. When you reach the end of your row, you should have 4 chains left over, and into that last chain we are going to place 2 double crochets. There is 2. And this is what row 1 looks like. For row 2, we are going to be looking at our chain spaces. So what I want to do is skip these first 2 double crochet. I'm going to double crochet like normal into that first chain space. Then I'm going to look down at the foundation chain here, and I'm going to look at that center one. I'm going to create a double crochet, so I want to yarn over and insert my hook into that chain. I'm going to yarn over, pull up a loop, and I want to pull this loop up to height. That is important. So it should look something like this. Then I want to yarn over and complete my double crochet, pulling 2 till the end. And then I'm going to into the same chain space, and you're going to have to pull apart where this second chain is being pulled up and where those other double crochets begin, because it will kind of pull together like this. You don't want to work into that chain. We're going to work into that chain space with a double crochet. Alright, and that is our first little stitch there. So we are going to repeat that. Alright, so we are going to look at this next chain space here. I'm going to yarn over, work a double crochet into it. Then I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to work into this center chain in our foundation with a double crochet. When I pull up my loop, I want to make sure I'm pulling it up to height so that I'm not scrunching up my work. I'm going to pull through 2 to complete it. And then I'm going to place another double crochet into the chain space, not the chain we just worked into, but the actual space. So you're going to have to pull apart that double crochet from the next cluster and the double crochet we just made to work into that chain space right there with the double crochet. And you're going to work this all the way across until you reach the end of your row. Alright, and when you get to the end of the row, what you're going to do is come over here to this chain that you made in the previous row, and you're going to work into the top of that chain 3. So I'm just going to work into the top of that chain 3 with 2 double crochet. So every row will end with 2 double crochet. Alright, and the great thing about this pattern is that it is a 1 row repeat. So what we're going to do is chain up 3, 2, and 3, and we're going to repeat row 2 over and over again until we get the desired length of our work. So let me work up a couple of rows so I can show you guys what it looks like with this more coarse yarn. In order to move on, we are going to again work a double crochet into the chain space. We're going to ignore those first 2 double crochets. Then we're going to come down, we're going to yarn over, we're going to work into that center double crochet from the previous row. Yarn over, pull up a loop to height, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then we're going to work into the same chain space with 1 final double crochet. And that is the repeat for our row. Then ending my row with a 2 double crochet into the top of that chain 3 from the previous row. And that's what the work looks like. Alright, and this is what the pattern looks like on the front, and this is what it looks like on the back. Like I said, for this tutorial I used a more dense yarn than I did in my sample swatch. Now I want to show you guys how to close this off when you're doing your scarves so your tops look like your bottoms. What you're going to do is chain 1, turn your work, and we're simply going to crochet into each stitch along. So in the base of that chain 1 and into each stitch after. Alright, and 1 single crochet into the top of that chain 3 from the previous row. And we're done. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I feel like the stitch is reversible. Because of how the center stitch is worked up, you do have patterning that comes across on both sides that does make it that way. And then here's a little swatch comparison so you can see the difference between the yarns that I used. This one was a more satiny yarn, this one was a more coarse acrylic. This stitch pattern is perfect for blankets and scarves. You could probably also get a really nice sweater out of this. It's not super stretchy, so I think it would be perfect for those high traffic items. You can even use it for hats worked in the flat. I hope today's video was helpful for you guys. If so, don't forget to leave this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss out on my crochet stitch content. I typically post these tutorials at 9:30 a.m. CST. If you're looking for more from me, you can find absolutely everything I'm up to, including patterns, whips, and the like, on my website, InfinityCraftingCompany.com. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy making. This video is brought to you by my supporters on Ko-fi. Thank you so much. Your donations help drive the creativity behind all the content under Infiniti Crafting Co.